The late afternoon sun poured through the dusty windows of Marley's roadside diner, painting long golden streaks across the checkered floor. The smell of grilled burgers, burnt coffee, and gasoline drifted in from the parking lot. It was the kind of place where truckers, travelers, and bikers stopped to rest their bones and share their stories. But that day, the air inside was tense, thick with something no one could yet name. At the far corner booth sat Evelyn Carter, a quiet, silver-haired woman in her late 60s. Her posture was straight as a rifle barrel, her hands calloused yet gentle as she stirred her coffee. On the surface, she looked like any other grandmother passing through town. But what no one could tell from her calm face was that she had once worn the United States Army uniform, a combat medic who'd saved more lives than most of the men sitting in that diner had ever known. Her jacket, though plain, carried a small veteran's patch on the shoulder, faded but proud. It was that little patch that caught the eyes of a group of loud young men who just entered. 4 of them, all in their early 20s, reeking of arrogance and cheap beer. They swaggered in like they owned the place, laughing, bumping into tables, shouting across the diner. The waitress, Jenny, a young single mom working double shifts, shot them a warning look. "Keep it down, boys," she said softly. "This ain't a bar." But they didn't listen. Instead, one of them, tall blonde with a red varsity jacket and a smirk that screamed trouble, noticed Evelyn sitting alone. "Hey guys," he whispered to his buddies, "check out Grandma over there. She's wearing an army patch. You think she even served, or just bought it off eBay?" His friends snickered. "Maybe she's one of those wannabe heroes," another said. "Stolen valor, old lady trying to act tough." Evelyn didn't look up. She'd heard worse before. She'd been ignored, underestimated, dismissed all her life. Especially after she returned from service. She had no desire for conflict. She just wanted her coffee, her peace, and the road ahead. But the boys didn't stop. They approached her booth, their boots thudding across the floor. The diner grew quiet, the kind of silence that warns you something bad is coming. "Hey, Grandma," the blonde one said, leaning close. "That patch real, or you just trying to look cool?" Evelyn looked up slowly, her gray eyes calm but steady. "It's real," she said simply. He snorted. "Yeah, you expect us to believe that? What'd you do, bake cookies for the soldiers?" The other boys laughed. Evelyn stayed still, unbothered. "No," she said softly. "I carried them off the battlefield, the ones who couldn't walk." The blonde boy's smirk faltered for a second, but his ego wouldn't let him back down. "Yeah, sure you did, Grandma," he sneered. "Why don't you stand up and salute or something? Show us how tough you are." Evelyn sighed. "You should show respect, son. Freedom's not free." That made them laugh harder. "Respect," one shouted. "Lady, this country's gone soft 'cause of people like you. Old, slow, and living in the past." Jenny tried to step in. "Hey, leave her alone," she said, her voice shaking. "She's done nothing to you." But before she could reach the table, the blonde boy slapped the cup from Evelyn's hand, spilling hot coffee across the table and her lap. She gasped but didn't flinch. And then, he did something that made the entire diner freeze. He slapped her across the face. The sound echoed like a gunshot. Cups clattered. Forks dropped. Jenny screamed. The old jukebox in the corner seemed to stop mid-song. For a moment, time itself froze. Evelyn's cheek reddened instantly, but her expression didn't change. Her calm eyes looked straight into the boy's face, not with fear, but with something colder. Something that made his smirk disappear. "Sit down, Grandma," he hissed, pushing her shoulder. But Evelyn didn't move. She slowly reached for her jacket, pulled it aside, and revealed a dog tag glinting around her neck. "You should never lay hands on a soldier," she said quietly. The boy scoffed, trying to mask his sudden unease. "Oh yeah, and what's a soldier like you gonna do?" The diner doors suddenly swung open with a heavy clang. The sound of roaring engines filled the parking lot, followed by the unmistakable rumble of Harley Davidson motorcycles. Everyone turned. A pack of bikers, at least 10 of them, rolled up outside, their vests flashing the emblem of the Iron Saints, a well-known biker club famous for protecting veterans of families of fallen soldiers. The leader, a massive man with a beard down to his chest and tattoos of eagle wings on his arms, stepped inside. His boots hit the floor like thunder. He scanned the room, his sharp eyes landing immediately on Evelyn, and the trembling boys standing over her. "Ma'am," he said with a deep, respectful nod. "You okay?" Evelyn smiled faintly. Just fine, Commander. The boys' faces went pale. Commander. The leader turned to them, his jaw tightening. You just hit Sergeant Evelyn Carter, he said coldly. 2 tours in Afghanistan, saved my life and 3 of my brothers, and you told her to sit down. The blonde boy stammered. We didn't know. Didn't know. The biker's voice boomed. You don't hit a woman. You don't hit a veteran. You don't even raise your voice to her. The other bikers surrounded the group, their heavy boots circling them like wolves closing in. Jenny backed away, clutching a tray to her chest. Every other diner guest sat frozen, afraid to breathe. The blonde boy tried to back up, but one of the bikers placed a firm hand on his shoulder. You got 2 choices, kid, he growled. You apologize, or you ride with us. And trust me, you don't want to know what the second one means. The boy's lips trembled. He turned to Evelyn, his voice shaking. I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean. Evelyn raised her hand, stopping him mid-sentence. No, she said softly. You did mean it. You meant every word until you realized who I was. Remember this. Respect isn't given because of fear. It's earned through character. You should start building some. The boy nodded quickly, his eyes wet with humiliation. The leader of the bikers smiled faintly at Evelyn. Still got that fire, Sergeant. She chuckled softly, never lost it. Then the bikers escorted the boys outside, where they were made to wash the motorcycles parked out front as a lesson in humility, under the watchful eyes of the entire diner. Inside, Evelyn sat back down, and Jenny brought her a fresh cup of coffee, free of charge. The whole place applauded quietly, some with tears in their eyes. Evelyn looked out the window at the fading sun, her reflection mixing with the glow of chrome bikes and the pride she carried in her heart. Some things, she whispered, you fight for once and they last forever. And for the first time that day, she smiled.